1977 marked the beginning of the golden age, not only for computers with the Apple II, but also for consoles with the Atari 2600, the first widely successful home video game system. Its pioneering cartridge-based input allowed players to swap games easily, and with such iconic titles as Pac-Man, Space Invaders, and Pitfall, the 2600, also known as VCS, popularized gaming in households worldwide, selling a total of 30 million units over the years and shaping the future of gaming. Released as a successor to the 1972 Magnavox Odyssey, which is generally considered as the first entry for a home video game console, the Odyssey 2 emerged as a unique contender in the early home console market, boasting a full keyboard and accessories like a speech synthesis module. It offered a distinct gaming experience but lacked blockbuster titles and enjoyed only moderate success. In 1979, the Mattel Intellivision, with its advanced hardware and original controllers, was a formidable competitor to the Atari 2600 in the days of early home gaming. It offered a wide range of games with classics like AD&D and Burger Time. Despite its higher price, the Intellivision sold millions, but it couldn't keep up with Atari, which remained the high king at the time. Released in 1982, the Coleco Vision was a powerful console for its time, with better graphics and sound than the VCS for the same money. A key selling point was the launch title Donkey Kong. It could also be expanded with different controllers and modules, including one that allowed it to play Atari 2600 games. The Coleco Vision sold rather well and gained its place among emblematic game consoles. 5 years after its initial success with the 2600, Atari tried to revolutionize home gaming once again with the 5200. It had full backwards compatibility, but its controller proven less reliable than Mattel's one, which was already criticized for its complex design. Despite standout titles like Ms. Pac-Man and Pole Position, the 5200 struggled in a context of general decline in arcade popularity. In 1983, the SG-1000 marked Sega's entry into the home gaming console market in Japan, and a response to its gloomy economic context. It was a redesigned version of the SC-3000 computer for a lower price. Its graphic and sound capabilities weren't groundbreaking, but it offered innovative gamepad controllers and paved the way for Sega's future success. Released in Japan at the same time as Sega's, Nintendo's first console, the Famicom, heralded a new era of gaming. It had significantly better technical qualities than its competitors. Its vibrant graphics and emblematic games like Mario Bros. Or Donkey Kong Jr. captivated audiences, while its compact design and convenient gamepad controllers set the standard for future consoles. The Famicom quickly became a cultural phenomenon in Japan, with 20 million units produced. 2 years after its launch in Japan, Nintendo built on the Famicom's success with a worldwide release of the NES, which was the same console with a new look. Its bet to become frontrunner in the renewal of the gaming industry was successful. Iconic titles like Super Mario, Zelda, Metroid, or Mega Man introduced millions to the joys of video games. The NES sold over 40 million units, and its success laid the basis for Nintendo's global dominance in the gaming market for decades. Its legacy endures, with many of its classic games still giving rise to sequels and spin-offs. The Atari 7800 was designed to succeed both the 2600 and 5200 with full backward compatibility, but it was launched later than planned, and despite its impressive hardware capabilities and decent games, the 7800 struggled to regain Atari's former glory. Facing market saturation, Atari's latest console couldn't compete and sales didn't follow. The Master System was Sega's answer to the NES. It had a faster processor, more on-screen colors, and a unique arcade feel. Iconic games like Alex Kidd or Phantasy Star, outstanding arcade conversions like R-Type and Thunderblade showcased its capabilities and established a strong library. Largely unknown in the US, the Master System found popularity in Europe and laid the groundwork for Sega's future successes. Result of the collaboration between Hudson Soft and NEC, the PC Engine had powerful 16-bit graphics with no less than 482 colors on screen. Its rich library of games used the innovative HuCards as media, which routinely offered 2 megabits of storage. It was also the first console to include a CD-ROM additional module, which increased the gaming experience even more. The TurboGrafx-16 was a redesigned version of the PC Engine outside Japan, but whereas the PC Engine was very successful and eventually became Nintendo's main rival in Japan, the TurboGrafx failed to break into the North American and European markets due to the delayed release and poor marketing strategy. It's shown here for comparison beside the original machine, but it wasn't actually released until 2 years later. The Atari XEGS was a redesigned 65XE machine that targeted the home gaming market with its hybrid capabilities, both console and computer. It was versatile and compatible with Atari 8-bit computer peripherals and software, but despite its innovative concept, it failed to achieve significant market penetration and remained a niche console in gaming history. First released in Japan, the Sega MegaDrive ushered the consoles into the 16-bit era. With its Motorola 68000 processor, it thrived in a gaming market that demanded cutting-edge technology. The MegaDrive quickly became popular for its arcade-quality gameplay and built a robust game library with iconic titles like Golden Axe, Ghouls and Ghosts, and later the Sonic series. Its success laid the foundation for Sega's dominance in the global gaming scene of the late 80s and early 90s alongside Nintendo. The Sega MegaDrive was launched in 1989 in North America under the name Genesis. It entered a market largely dominated by Nintendo for the 8-bit machines, but Sega could enjoy a full 2 years before the advent of the Super NES on the 16-bit segment. To face this formidable competition, the Genesis tried to differentiate itself with edgy attitude, aggressive marketing, mature-themed games, and popular sports series based on the NBA, NHL, and NFL. The NEC SuperGrafx targeted the high-end gaming market with superior technical capabilities, but it struggled due to a limited game library and one of the highest costs ever for a gaming device. Despite backward compatibility with the PC Engine, the SuperGrafx failed to achieve market penetration and remain a niche console in gaming history. The SNK Neo Geo targeted the premium gaming market with its arcade-quality graphics and powerful hardware. Despite advanced 24-bit technology, it offered an unparalleled gaming experience with 4K colors, 15 sound channels, and 16 megabit cartridges. At $650, equivalent to $1,400 now, the Neo Geo couldn't crack the market, but it remains legendary for gamers back then. Despite its sleek design, the GX-4000 was not much more than a redesigned Amstrad CPC, and a new 8-bit machine in 1990 tasted kind of bland, as the market was going full 16-bit. With its technical specs dating from almost 10 years ago, the GX-4000 struggled in its competition with well-established 8-bit consoles, not to mention the 16-bit ones. As a result, it ended up selling an anemic 15,000 units. The Nintendo Super Famicom delivered a rich gaming experience in Japan with its advanced 16-bit graphics and superior sound capabilities. Some games built on the notoriety of NES iconic titles like Super Mario World and Zelda: A Link to the Past. Others were brand new mega hits and arcade conversions like Street Fighter II. Despite competition from Sega, the Super Famicom achieved rapid success, solidified Nintendo's dominance, and left a lasting legacy in gaming history. A year after its launch in Japan, the Super Famicom targeted the rest of the world under the Super Nintendo or SNES design. Though it launched relatively late and faced intense competition from Sega, the Super Nintendo quickly became a global success and ended its career 10 years later as the best-selling console of the 16-bit era, with close to 50 million sales worldwide. It overlapped the NES and its 62 million. With the Amiga CD32, Commodore introduced a 32-bit architecture and CD-based media, offering advanced performances and a large storage capacity. But despite its promising capabilities, the new console struggled due to poor marketing and the financial troubles of Commodore, which was just 1 year away from bankruptcy. As a result, the Amiga CD32 remained a niche console in gaming history. Similar to the Amiga CD32, but with even higher technical specs and almost double the price, the 3DO Interactive offered 32-bit architecture and CD-based media with impressive graphics and multimedia capabilities. However, competition from cheaper and more established consoles hindered its success, and the 3DO, for all its prowess, was decommissioned 3 years later. Like the 3DO, the Atari Jaguar targeted the high-end gaming market with its 64-bit architecture and even better graphics, full 24-bit true color display, and advanced processing performance. But 16 million colors are not enough to guarantee success, and the Jaguar's complex hardware, lack of third-party support, and competition from other consoles led to poor sales. The Jaguar was the last American console of the 90s. The Sega Saturn offered similar features to the 3DO with a much lower price tag. Acclaimed titles like Virtua Fighter, Sega Rally, or Nights into Dreams showcased the console's capabilities, but its complex hardware design and rushed release led to limited third-party support. The Saturn had to compete in a crowded market, ultimately selling an honorable but not exceptional 10 million units. The Sony PlayStation targeted the mainstream market with an aggressive price and superior technical performance, launching with iconic titles like Final Fantasy, Metal Gear Solid, and Gran Turismo. It revolutionized 3D gaming. The PlayStation was the first console to break the record of 100 million units sold. This immense success established Sony as a dominant force in the gaming industry, leaving a lasting legacy and setting new standards for home consoles. The Nintendo 64 inaugurated a new era in the gaming market with its powerful 64-bit architecture. Despite its use of cartridges instead of CDs, which limited storage capacity and third-party support, it stood out with its unique controller design and multiplayer capabilities. Super Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, and other emblematic titles delivered memorable gaming experiences. Overall, the N64 achieved the same success as the Super Nintendo did in the US. The Sega Dreamcast was the first machine to boast 128-bit architecture and innovative features like online connectivity with a built-in modem. Launching with standout titles like Sonic Adventure, it offered some unique gameplay experiences. But despite its technological advance and early success, it faced stiff competition from established and impending consoles, and Sega's financial difficulties further hindered its success. With its powerful emotion engine, DVD playback, and backward compatibility, the PlayStation 2 obtained a vast game library that included such iconic titles as Grand Theft Auto and many others. Its affordable price, extensive third-party support, and versatile capabilities helped it dominate the market. With 160 million units shipped, the PS2 became the best-selling console of all time and a cultural phenomenon. The GameCube recentered around Nintendo's basics with its compact design and classic games, yet the GameCube struggled against the PlayStation 2 and Microsoft Xbox due to its use of mini-discs and lack of DVD playback. While not as commercially successful as its competitors, the GameCube is remembered fondly for its quality games and remains a beloved console among Nintendo fans. The Microsoft Xbox had the most powerful processor so far, a built-in hard drive and 8 gigabits of ROM storage capacity, which provided an immense gaming experience. Its robust network gaming service and community set new standards for online play. Despite strong competition from Sony and Nintendo, the Xbox established Microsoft as a formidable player in the gaming industry. Building on the success of the first Xbox, the 360 added impressive processing power, HD graphics, and even more online capabilities. Its strong third-party support, multimedia features, and robust online community helped it gain a significant foothold against Sony and Nintendo. Despite some hardware issues, the Xbox 360 achieved substantial commercial success and solidified Microsoft's position in the gaming business. Sony doubled down on the gaming market with the PlayStation 3, its Blu-ray disc support, and its online platform, PlayStation Network, which introduced online play, digital downloads, and streaming services. Despite its high price tag and initial production challenges, the PS3's strong first-party exclusives and Blu-ray capabilities helped it compete against the Xbox 360 and Nintendo Wii. The Nintendo Wii targeted accessible gameplay for all ages with its revolutionary motion-sensing remote. The Wii's family-friendly appeal, affordability, and unique gameplay experiences attracted a wide audience beyond traditional gamers. Despite its lower graphical capabilities as compared to competitors, the Wii became a cultural phenomenon and the best-selling console of its generation, demonstrating Nintendo's ability to innovate and capture mainstream appeal in the gaming industry. Nintendo popularized the handheld console with the Game Boy. Launching with iconic titles like Tetris and Super Mario Land, it offered gamers the freedom to play anywhere with its monochrome, low-power screen. The Game Boy's affordability, durable design, and extensive game library helped it dominate the market, ultimately selling a whopping 120 million units. It remains a landmark in gaming history, defining portable gaming for generations. Compared to the Game Boy, the Atari Lynx offered superior visual quality with its advanced color graphics and backlit screen, which was the first and only of the 80s. But despite its technical advantages, the Lynx struggled due to its high price, heavy battery consumption, and limited game library. Although it failed to gain a significant market share, selling a modest 3 million units, the Lynx will be remembered for its contributions to the evolution of portable consoles. Sega's response to the pioneers of handheld gaming wasn't long to come. The Game Gear provided a visually appealing alternative to the monochrome Game Boy and even to the Lynx with a 32-color backlit screen. The flip side of the coin was a very short autonomy if it was not plugged into the wall. Just like the Game Boy, the Game Gear had many useful accessories including a TV tuner and a cartridge converter to play Master System games. The NEC TurboExpress targeted the high-end portable gaming market with its impressive color screen and ability to play TurboGrafx-16 cartridges. Featuring advanced graphics and a rich gaming library, it offered a home console experience on the go. But this technology had a price, and the TurboExpress struggled competing with more affordable options. Nonetheless, it remains a great example of early handheld gaming innovation and a collector's item for retro gamers. First major handheld of the 21st century, the Nintendo Game Boy Advance offered a powerful 32-bit processor and vibrant color screen at a bargain price of under $140. It launched with popular titles like Super Mario Advance and a new Legend of Zelda. It also provided backward compatibility. The Game Boy Advance's extensive library, strong third-party support, and innovative designs helped it achieve substantial success with 80 million units sold. The DS targeted a higher end than Nintendo's previous models, with its innovative dual-screen design that introduced new gameplay possibilities. Its Wi-Fi connectivity enabled multiplayer games and online interactions, setting it apart from competitors like the soon-to-come Sony PSP. Its extensive game library, backward compatibility with Game Boy Advance titles, and unique features like the built-in microphone contributed to the immense commercial success of the DS. It became one of the best-selling consoles ever, reinforcing Nintendo's leadership in the portable gaming industry. The Sony PlayStation Portable was 60% more expensive than Nintendo DS. For this money, it offered 64-bit architecture, true color graphics, over 1 gigabit UMD storage, all this in a sleek design. In addition, it supported music and video playback, along with internet browsing, which set it apart from competitors. Despite strong competition from the DS, the PSP achieved significant success and established Sony as a major player in the handheld market, paving the way for future devices. Although not in the console category, strictly speaking, the Nintendo Game & Watch series was emblematic of its time and needs mentioning here. Introduced in 1980, featuring single-game handheld devices with LCD screens and a clock function, they revolutionized gaming on the go. Each unit was dedicated to a specific game, such as Octopus, Snoopy Tennis, Donkey Kong, Mario Brothers, and many others. All of them provided simple yet addictive gameplay experiences. With their compact size and durable design, the Game & Watch series became widely popular and sold millions of units worldwide. They lasted through all the 80s before eventually phasing out in favor of more advanced handheld consoles. They laid the foundation for Nintendo's future success in portable gaming, leaving an indelible mark on the gaming industry. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to watch the golden age of home computers, featuring 80 specially made isometric designs of the most beloved machines from this wonderful period.